Hello and welcome. Today's practice is going to be focused on the hips. So a lot of times when we have lower back pain or kind of pain shooting up the legs, we blame it on our back or sciatica, when really sometimes this pain can be stemming from tight hips. So in this practice, we're going to be lengthening, stretching, and breathing into our hip flexors, as well as the outer hips, the glutes, and the piriformis. So if you already know that you have kind of sensitive knees or really tight hips, you may want to grab a pillow for this practice. Whenever you're ready, come and join me on the mat. We'll start in a comfortable seat. You can sit up on a block or right onto the mat itself, and we'll begin by taking a few deep breaths, just welcoming the breath into the body. We'll take the shoulders up by the ears, deep breath in, and exhale, relaxing them down the back. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, shoulders come up, give them a nice squeeze, and exhale, relaxing them down the back. And one more time, deep breath in, squeezing the shoulders up, lengthening the spine, keep the spine long, and relax the shoulders down. So the tailbone is drawing down towards the earth. The crown of the head is lifting up towards the sky. Maybe softening the eyes for a moment. Begin to welcome your body onto the mat. Opening the eyes when you're ready. We're going to stay in a seated position, but we'll take the right shin parallel to the top of your mat. So rather than sitting in a regular cross-legged position with the knees pointed forwards, we're going to take the right shin parallel to the top of the mat. We're going to try to get that left foot right on top of the right knee. So for a lot of us, we're going to have quite a bit of space between the left knee and the right foot. So if that's the case for you, you can either sit just as you are or take that pillow in between the knee and the right foot. We're going to be stacking the shins here. So we're stacking the legs, again, not with the knees pointed forward, but kind of stacking the shins like fire logs. It's called fire log pose. And lengthen the spine here. See if you can sit up straight. Imagine sitting up against a wall, lengthening the spine, and then energetically drawing that left knee down towards the right foot. If the knee comes to the foot, great. If not, just breathing into those outer hips as the knee is melting down towards the foot. The spine is nice and long. If you'd like to take this deeper, you can begin to lean forward, deepening the stretch in that left outer hip, the left piriformis. If you're feeling really open in the hips today, you can take the palms or the forearms and the head down towards the mat. Remembering to breathe. Relax the head if the head is hanging forward. Good. Gently coming back up. We'll extend both legs out nice and gently, giving them a nice shake. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So this time we'll take the left shin parallel to the top of the mat. Take that right foot right on top of the left knee. This time the right knee is over the left foot. So again, the shins are more or less parallel here. You can take a block or pillow underneath the knee if you'd like. The first thing we'll do is come to sit up nice and straight. Once again, imagining that you're sitting up against the wall so the whole spine is long. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, see if you can energetically, even if it's just a tiny bit, draw that right knee down towards the left foot. Staying here, or maybe beginning to lean forward, deepening the stretch and the outer right hip and the piriformis. Or maybe it feels good to melt over the legs. You can try it on and then come up out of this stretch if you need. So just finding the space and the expression that works best and feels best for you today. Whenever you feel that stretching, that sensation in the outer hip, you can pause there. No need to push any deeper than feels good for you. If you're melting forward, slowly rising up, extend the legs out, give them a nice shake. And then we will come forward into a tabletop position. So we'll take the shoulders over the wrists, the hips over the knees. The fingertips are spread wide. On an inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, cow pose. Draw the shoulders down as you broaden through the collarbone, opening the heart space, getting a nice lengthening on the front of the body. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, rounding the spine into cat. Press the hands into the earth. Draw the belly button up into the back of the spine. Then inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, cow pose. And exhale, rounding the spine into cat. Twice more. Inhale, nice and slow, belly drops. And exhale, rounding into cat. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale to cat. Coming back to a tabletop, we'll tuck the toes, press back to a downward facing dog. Feet are about hip width distance apart, hands shoulder width distance apart, pressing the chest back towards the thighs. You can pedal out the feet here, straightening one leg at a time. Bending the opposite knee, just getting a nice stretch on the backs of the legs. And then walking the feet forward to a forward fold at the top of the mat. The feet can stay hip width distance apart. Bend the knees and melt the upper body forward. Allow the arms, the head, everything just to hang heavy here. And then gently rolling all the way up to standing. Drawing the shoulders up by the ears and exhale down the back. Inhale, mountain pose, taking the arms up overhead, and exhale, folding forward. This time the legs are straight, or you can have just a gentle bend in the knees as you melt down. 2 breaths here. On an inhale, lifting up halfway, fingertips come to the shins, peel the heart forward, and exhale, take the hands down, step back to a high plank pose, top of a push-up, take the knees down, and we'll lower all the way to the belly. Untuck the toes. Inhale, peel the heart away, baby cobra. Pausing here for a moment, engage the lower belly. Deep breath in. And then exhale, pressing back into a child's pose. So the knees are wide, hips towards the heels. Relax the head down towards the earth. Deep breaths in and out through the nose as you soften through the hips and the lower back. One more breath. In through the nose, filling up. And long, complete exhale. Coming back up through a tabletop, pressing back, downward facing dog. On an inhale, take the right leg high. Drop the left heel down as you press the chest back towards the left leg, getting a nice stretch on that left hamstring. And then step the foot in between the hands for a low lunge. So right foot in between both hands, take the left knee down. Coming into a lunge here. Now, if the knee is really sensitive, you can take that pillow underneath the left knee or fold the mat over. to add kind of like a double mat underneath the left knee. Now as you lean forward, we want to make sure that the right toes are in front of the right knee. So if the right foot is back here, just take a big step forward as we soften the hips down. Now we're going to notice this lengthening on the left hip flexor. This is what we're aiming for, a lengthening of the left leg. So releasing tension and tightness there in the front of the left hip will help us to release tension and tightness in the back. You can keep the hands where they are, or take the hands on top of the right thigh, or even take the arms up overhead, whatever feels best for you today. Can stay here or deep in the stretch by adding a quadricep stretch. So you can keep the right hand on top of the right leg, reach back for the left foot as you pull the left heel towards the glute. Keep softening into that right knee. So the right knee is drawing forward to help the hips lengthen. So it's a gentle twist to the left hand is on the left foot, adding a quadricep stretch here. Softening, relax the hands down. We're going to press back into a downward facing dog. If you're using the pillow, just scooting it over towards the right side of the mat. Inhale, lifting the right leg high. Soften the left. Inhale, lift the left leg high, softening the right heel down towards the earth. So we get a nice stretch on the back of the right leg this time. Keep pressing the chest back towards that right thigh. And then step the left foot in between the hands. Drop the right knee down onto the mat or the pillow. Untuck the toes of the right foot. You can keep the hands where they are for support on the mat, or taking the hands on top of the left thigh. Once again, as we're softening down and forward, making sure the left toes are in front of the left knee when you bend into the knee. So we're lengthening this right hip flexor. So the right leg is at an angle. Breathe into the hips, observing any sensations that you feel here, and see if you can use the breath to create a little bit more space, some movement of energy. You can keep the hands where they are or take them up overhead. Are you breathing? If you'd like to take it deeper, you can keep the left hand on that left thigh, reaching back for the right foot. So we're twisting gently towards the right, and then drawing that right heel in towards the glute, softening the hips down a little bit more. So if you're finding yourself kind of straight up, see if you can melt down just a little bit into the hips. Good. Relaxing the right foot down. Taking the arms up overhead, and exhale both hands to the earth. Stepping back to a downward facing dog. You can move your pillow out of the way. Stretching out both legs here. Taking the knees to the earth. Coming back into a child's pose as we melt the head onto the earth. If your head doesn't touch here, you can also use a pillow underneath the chest or the head. Gently rising up, we're going to come onto our backs. Take one final sequence here, taking your time to lower onto the back. Draw the knees into the chest, give them a nice squeeze as you rock side to side, getting just a nice massage on the lower back. And place both feet down onto the earth. We'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Leave the legs just as they are and work on drawing that right knee back towards the top of the mat. Or if you'd like to take it deeper into supine pigeon, you'll take that right hand through the little hole that you've created, interlace the fingers either behind the left leg or on top of the left shin. On top of the shin, we'll go a little bit deeper into the expression. And then just gently pull the legs in towards the chest, relaxing the shoulders to the earth. Interlace the fingers a little bit tighter, and then relax the entire upper body. So we're going to keep the fingers interlaced, but without pulling. So we're really just going to draw the shoulder blades down onto the mat, relax the upper body. No forcing here, just using gravity, time, and your breath to create a little bit more space in that right hip. If it feels good, you can kind of rock side to side. Roll the ankles on the feet. Good. Release the hands. Take that left foot back to the earth, keeping the ankle crossed. And then gently drop both legs towards the left. You can take the arms up overhead. We're just taking a gentle twist here. If it feels nice, you can place the left hand on top of the right leg. Or once again, keep the arms up overhead, shoulder blades on the earth, opening through the chest here as well as a nice soft twist on the hips. Gently drawing both knees into the chest, neutralizing the spine. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side, so taking both feet down onto the earth, crossing the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Good, either keeping the legs just as they are or reaching back to grab for behind the right leg or on top of the right shin. Interlace the fingers, pull the legs in towards the chest, relax the shoulder blades down onto the mat. Maybe tighten the grip of the fingers and then relax the upper body. Taking some deep breaths here, sending the breath intentionally into that outer left hip, adding any movement that may feel good for you or staying here in stillness. Releasing the grip, placing the right foot back down onto the mat. The left ankle is still crossed over the leg. And then drop both legs down to the right, coming into a nice supine twist here. You can have the right hand on top of the legs or keep both hands and arms up overhead. Gently bringing both knees back into the chest, neutralizing the spine and rocking side to side. Maybe drawing some big circles with the knees. Extend the legs out straight, relaxing the arms down by the sides, taking a few breaths here in Shavasana, relaxing the entire length of the body, surrendering the entire weight of your body onto the earth, letting everything go. Deep breath in, big breath out. Once more, inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Staying here in Shavasana for as long as you need. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope your hips feel amazing. I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.